The Tvwan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TV1 News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, PM unveils World War II monuments in Gasmata, Miss PNG completes Pacific pageant journey, and Pepes and AFL youngsters set for Pacific Oz Sports Series. Sir Julius Chan's legacy is intricately woven into the fabric of Papua New Guinea's history and development. As one of the nation's founding fathers, he played a pivotal role in guiding the country through its formative years after achieving independence from Australia in 1975. Sir Julius passed on January the 30th at his home village in Horis, Manmantinut, Namatanai district. There, his body was finally laid to rest on February the 6th, exactly a week later.
Late Sir Julius Chan was the second Prime Minister of PNG and the first Minister for Finance. He is known as the father of the PNG currency. His contributions can be highlighted in several key areas. In politics, Sir Julius served as Prime Minister twice, from 1994 to 1997, and earlier from 1976 to 1977. His leadership during critical periods advocated for national unity and the strengthening of democratic institutions. Former President of the Autonomous Region of Bougainville, Dr. John Momis, described him as a strong proponent of economic development and modernization in Papua New Guinea, whose policies focused on improving infrastructure, education, and health care.
Wan blok poroman blok me member blok Constitutional Planning Committee sete abal blok Enga before, but in those days, Enga was part of Western Highlands. And we've been asking me, Slotan me patre, and I talk, Father, Sumari talk through or Sumari tricking me. Let me talk, so, I mean, I say, we talk no that day, Sumari me, Stiaman Bloncano. Along the Slacano, you move and sit down long end, you sit down long end. Michael Toliman is in down long end. Paul Nengro blong West Sipik is in Darlongen. Tony Ila, through Gulf Manda, so let me remember blong Lay, and in Darlongen. All get a member, yeah. You do sit Darlongen. So Mara, you know, tricky me, and me steer Manda so. Let me ask him, you. Suppose you know how to remember this, like I know by go down. That's why you go down, you know, so Mara by go down, you may get by go down. Let me kill him the whole father, I'm through now. By me, but I won't want him.
Sir Julius was also instrumental in efforts to bring peace to Bougainville during the devastating civil conflict in the late 1980s and throughout the 1990s. His commitment to addressing the grievances of the Bougainville people and facilitating dialogue was significant in achieving lasting peace. A close ally of other founding leaders, Sir Julius championed the vision of a sovereign and self-reliant PNG, emphasizing the importance of self-determination and cultural identity. Former PNG Prime Minister Pius Wingti said his determination to fulfill these ideals left an indelible mark on the nation.
He lived his life for these three things: dedication, service, and loyalty. Sir Julius was dedicated to his family. his friends, and his people. He was also dedicated to the truth, to what he believed was right for his people and for his country.
Throughout his life, Sir Julius sought to bridge divides within the nation and foster a spirit of reconciliation among various ethnic groups. His efforts to promote national unity continue to resonate in the political discourse of PNG. The impact of Sir Julius Chan's contributions can still be seen in present-day Papua New Guinea, inspiring current and future leaders to strive for unity, development, and progress for the nation. His passing marks the end of an era, but his legacy will undoubtedly endure through the countless lives he influenced and the foundations he helped build. Freddie Mo, Tvwan News.
Meantime, as a founding figure of the People's Progress Party, Sir Julius formed a coalition with Pango Party in 1972 to prepare PNG for self-government and independence. He helped establish the Bank of Papua New Guinea and introduced the Kina and Toya in 1975, overseeing the phasing out of the Australian dollar as PNG asserted its financial sovereignty. Prime Minister James Marape reflected on Sir Julius' distinguished career, highlighting key moments in his leadership from his rise as Deputy Prime Minister in the mid-1970s to becoming the country's second Prime Minister in 1980, the first leader to ascend to the role through a successful vote of no confidence.
Of our financial institution and economy, Sanabim Central Bank, Bonim Kina Natoya, One Bla Power Block Country, Savantalo Mountain. Name block and I'm stop yet. Only 3 plus surviving men in the independent era of stop yet. Lapun Parua, Chief Parua, Lomdei Council, Wantem Jano Bello, Blonkagwerabe, now Sir Julius only been stopped. Sir Julius passing by now, those were the class of 1968. Tupla Papa Mountain stop yet.
Provincial member for West New Britain, Sasindran Motu-Koitabu, has backed the call by late Sir Julius Chan to decentralize the power from the national government to each province in the country, believing it will help each province develop. Motu-Koitabu said this during the funeral program of late Sir J at his residence in Manmantinut, Namatanai district.
One of the bills that late Sir Julius Chan brought to Parliament was the decentralization of powers from the national government. It is yet to be passed. Decentralization of power refers to the transfer of authority and decision-making from a central government to lower levels of government or local institutions. Provincial member for West New Britain, Sasindran Motu-Koitabu, while paying tribute to Sir J during his funeral program recently, says Sir Julius strongly advocated for the decentralization of powers from Waigani to the provinces under the autonomy system. Governor Motu-Koitabu stressed that autonomy is about granting greater powers to a province so that it manages its own affairs. It should not be viewed as an attempt to break up the country.
Em papablo country, em yet savelo, one something, em gurpla or ino gurpla country. Into got strong belief na faith lo this la thinking lo memlo, this la autonomy. Even after 50 years, Papua New Guinea none of grow, unless otherwise, give me decentralize Malgata power lo Waigani na come down lo province.
Motu-Koitabu further assured the people of the New Guinea Islands region that all its leaders will be supporting the call for autonomy when Parliament resumes.
Suppose you look to Australia or Narapla, the country, you go to Queensland and one lost stuff. You go to New South Wales, Narapla lost stuff. Victoria and different. Now, one state blow, you got one economy blow. Now, contributing big time low, GDP low. This is the nation. Likewise, suppose Papua New Guinea like grow, you must bear in this la thinking law, Papa Blow, you law bear in this la autonomy thinking. Autonomy no law, you mean Burkin Papua New Guinea, no God. You mean empowering all provinces, now you mean come up in say one province and we come up with an economic unity. Some province I mean like run, Lariman run. Some province I mean walk about Lariman walk about. Some like crawl, Lariman crawl. But no can tagol sem busati like ranya by holding hand na tagol sem you wait until this la narapla problem. Emi mo sem busat province emi ready na emi ready lo working mo sem hard work lo bringing this la development larimal go.
Meantime, Western Britain leaders contributed 250,000 kina to the funeral arrangement for Sergei with food and traditional gifts. Leaders from the three other New Guinea Islands provinces, East New Britain, Manus, and the autonomous region of Bougainville, stood with them as the presentation unfolded. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
The country is 7 months away from its 50th Golden Jubilee. All around the country, plans are being put in place to celebrate this significant milestone in Papua New Guinea's history. In Madang Province, the Madang Events Association is taking charge of plans for a 4-day celebration. The theme for Madang's celebration of the 50th Independence Celebration is honoring our heritage, 50 years of independence, celebrating cultural legacy and shaping the future.
John Newton Ariku, Interim Secretary for the Madang Events Association and Indigenous Community Leader, is leading the association. He initiated the association with the aim of uniting the government, stakeholders, local leaders, and common citizens for September 16th.
Collaborating with the provincial government for the 50th anniversary. As we went along, the government of the day recognized us, and Madang Events Association will be, one of the global organizing committee.
The association started meeting in November 2024. The first meeting for 2025 took place over the weekend. Well over 20 members attended to hear what plans are already in place. According to Interim Chairman Daniel Martin, registration and publication for the association has gone through formal procedure, and by this week, they should receive registered documents to be able to move the independence celebration work. Mr. Martin stated that the association will be a permanent entity to deal with events and coordination within the province, facilitating district needs where necessary in line with the program set by the Provincial Steering Committee in place.
We represent Madang. We all come in different sectors, different ways where we live, but together we live in this province. We need to do something for the province. For that matter, we come to form something like this for our civil society organization to give back to the people of Madang.
During the meeting, emphasis was placed on coordination and execution to be in line with the Prime Minister's vision of celebrating in true Papua New Guinea way without the inclusion of Western influence such as fireworks and firecrackers. He said they would like to see more cultural performances, traditional displays, and entertainment, including games. The plan is to have other districts take charge of their own celebrations, while the main celebration will be in Madang Town, where the association will have representations from all districts. The member for Rai Coast is being represented in the association by a staff, while Sumka MP Alex Suguman and Bogia MP Robert Naguri are both registered members, financial members. The meeting progressed with event coordination and identifying execution committees. The next meeting is on March 29, 2025. Invitation is open to interested investors. Those interested can register with a 50 kina for the upkeep of the association. Carol Kido Jr., TV1 News.
In a solemn ceremony this past weekend, Prime Minister James Marape unveiled new monuments commemorating the Australian airmen and soldiers who lost their lives in World War II. The monuments are grounded in Gasmata, West New Britain Province.
In a moving ceremony steeped in history and local tradition, Prime Minister James Marape unveiled new monuments dedicated to the Australian airmen and soldiers who lost their lives during a pivotal World War II battle in this remote coastal region. Arriving on Friday, the Prime Minister joined Dr. Andrew Forrest of Fortescue, a man whose personal quest to locate the remains of his uncle, 23-year-old pilot David Forrest, adds a deeply personal note to the commemoration to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice in the turbulent waters of Gasmata.
Inside bulut you cutting, one can bulut the email kada. I am behind him leg mark, brother blow and he come, brother blow power blow and come here. I am spending time, spending resources, spending money. Look how make it work, now planting looks how I come back, long loose, long all soldiers, Australia, now all war remnants, now all war, something he come up long 1942, coming up long 45. So please join me once more. Now you may talk. I'm a master. Now people, thank you. Now looks how long, Dr. Andrew Forrest.
During the ceremony, a National Museum officer recounted the harrowing events of the past, detailing how Australian forces, in the face of overwhelming adversity, fought valiantly but ultimately paid the highest price. The historical narrative painted a vivid picture of a time when the region became a battleground, leaving scars and memories that resonate with local communities even today.
Today, we're not just friends, we're becoming family. Our children and the generations before us now rest in the heart of your lands. They lie together, our sons and daughters alongside yours, forever part of your beautiful home.
In a unique display of local custom and reconciliation, the people of Pokolok expressed their sorrow for the loss of David Forrest by offering a heartfelt apology and embracing Dr. Forrest as their blood brother, even conferring upon him the honorary title of chief.
Thank you, Lord, Dr. Andrew Forrest. Lo look save lo. This la hap where Uncle Blongem emi die lo this la Second World War. Na emi come, na emi stop, na emi raise him or emi building this la monument in remembrance. Na same time lo help all people lo yumi lo here. Prime Minister Milek tak save tu also Dr. Forrest through lo foundation Blongem Minduru Foundation. They have also agreed to build this Gasmata Health Center facility.
The ceremony not only commemorated a tragic chapter in history, but also underscored the enduring bonds between heritage, community, and remembrance. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. Miss PNG returns home and Motu-Koitabuans demand for elections. We'll have those stories and more when we return.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home with an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso irresistible fragrance.
How did you do that?
Don't know. First time. Power. Whole body.
You think you can rely on that crane crap?
Last time you weren't fighting this.
Mr. Miyagi loves you. He has faith in you.
This guy wants to break you, humiliate you, stomp you into the ground.
The Karate Kid combo, this February on Rock Action.
Welcome back. Miss Papua New Guinea May Hasola returned home today after her inspiring journey at the Miss Pacific Islands pageant in the Solomon Islands. Embraced by a sea of warm smiles, family members, and well-wishers at the airport, Hasola's homecoming was as much of celebration of community and culture as it was a personal milestone.
Miss Bird of Paradise May Hasola received a warm and joyous welcome as she arrived back home today after representing the nation at the Miss Pacific Islands pageant 2025 in the Solomon Islands. In a candid interview upon her arrival, Hasola reflected on her pageant experience with deep gratitude.
Being able to participate in the Miss Pacific Islands pageant was such an honor. To be able to represent my country on such a prestigious platform, it was such a humbling experience, and I'm so proud that I was able to showcase our Papua New Guinean culture, our traditions, and our people to the world.
Throughout the competition, Hasola not only learned from the diverse backgrounds of her fellow contestants, but also discovered the importance of preserving cultural heritage and the strength of community unity.
I've learned so much from the pageant, so much from the other Pacific Island girls, and I've learned the importance of preserving our culture and working as a community to be able to preserve our identities as Pacifica people.
Looking ahead, Hasola's passion for service shines brightly.
My takeaway going forward from this experience would just be the importance of being of service to your people. I think now coming back to Papua New Guinea, I have a greater appreciation for my people and my country, and I just can't wait to serve, especially on our 50th year of independence.
The returning beauty queen expressed her heartfelt gratitude to her family and supporters. She was overjoyed that her family traveled to the Solomon Islands to support her, feeling loved and appreciated by all, including the people in Papua New Guinea. Her experience at the pageant allowed her to connect with a myriad of inspiring women, each bringing unique values and perspectives. In a message of encouragement for young women across Papua New Guinea, Hasola urged in a hope to inspire others.
My message to the young ladies out there, especially my sisters and my mothers in Papua New Guinea, would just to be fearless and continue to pursue your dreams and keep on striving for what you believe in.
Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
Paul Isilawa has dedicated over 2 decades to healthcare, and he says patients in communities like Mogulu in Western Province would not survive without Mission Aviation Fellowship flights. The community health worker and his team of 5 see up to 50 patients a day, treating conditions like malaria, pneumonia, tuberculosis, accidents, snake bites, and all sorts of injuries, while providing antenatal care and maternity service. The challenges are immense: limited staff, a lack of diagnostic equipment, and the overwhelming needs of the population. Paul shared that without MAF, all clinics would be closed. They rely on MAF to deliver medicine and do medevacs to keep clinics running. Now, Paul is also making sure he educates as many people as possible on how to take care of themselves in order to prevent sicknesses. Frustrated Motu-Koitabuans gathered at the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium today, demanding an immediate conduct of the Motu-Koitabu Assembly elections. They claim that for 7 years, the MKA has been delaying its elections. The disgruntled group, consisting of intending candidates, presented Governor for NCD Powers Pakop with a signed petition calling for action. The petition is also addressed to the Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs and the PNG Electoral Commissioner. Frustrated Motu-Koitabuans, led by member for Mosby Northwest, Lohia Boy Samuel, today submitted a petition to the Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Soroi Eoe, and the PNG Electoral Commissioner, Simon Sinai, calling for the immediate conduct of the Motu-Koita Assembly elections. This petition, signed by 27 intending candidates and community stakeholders, highlights the urgent need for democratic representation and governance within the Motu-Koita region.
The reach for the Motu-Koita Assembly had expired in October 2023. And it is now 2025. And the current regime has been in office for an unprecedented 7 years. They are national leader. They raised their concerns because we believe in the system, and the system has failed us.
The petition cites Section 50 of the PNG Constitution, which guarantees the right to vote and stand for public office. It states that the ongoing delay in holding elections is unconstitutional and denies the Motu-Koita people their democratic rights. According to the petition, current leadership has held office for over 7 years, exceeding its legal term 5 years. 750,000 kina was allocated by the National Capital District Commission in 2023 for the MKA elections, yet the elections were deferred in 2024.
Money should not be a problem. The government keeps saying, no money, no money. They have been ready for the last 5 years. Or 7 years this time.
But enough is enough. We have waited 2 years for our own chairman, the incumbent, to speak out and say this is unconstitutional, this delay. But he hasn't. And what we hear now is he's petitioning for IMI election to be moved to 2027. Correct. Absolutely unacceptable. Unacceptable. And if the government endorses this move from an April election further, because one man chooses for himself to remain in power, representing our voice, then that's considered a dictatorship.
The people are calling for the appointment of an interim caretaker administration and the immediate removal of the current assembly members, including incumbent Chairman Daddy Toka Jr. The petition was presented to NCD Governor Powers Pakop, who is equally concerned about the delay of MKA elections.
Delay, we all can acknowledge that it's not fair, not right, and probably not legal. But that's a matter not within my jurisdiction and power and authority. But I, as our governor, too, have equal concern that the Motu-Koita Assembly must have properly mandated leaders.
The petition captures a 21-day response period. Failure to address the matter within this time frame will result in legal action. A staff of the PNG University of Technology in Lae Morbe Province has been recognized by the Japanese government for his contributions to Papua New Guinea. Russell Decker Harada is currently the director of Unitech's Department of Information and Communication Technology Services. He is fluent in Tok Pisin since he has been living in PNG for 28 years now.
And when this recruitment officer...
Russell Decker Harada, who hails from the island country of Japan, has been living and working in PNG for 28 years. He first arrived in PNG as a volunteer with the Japan International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, in July 1997.
I didn't choose any country because this JICA volunteer program is all over the world. And when this recruitment officer asked me an interview, and as I said, I can go any country, but I want to go some bigger country. And these officers selected me come to here, and I'm lucky if I'm starting working day or even city, mostly different. But I started my volunteer career in Goroka, and also I know some village life and rural life. So I have multiple layers, not only university, but also rugby players and also village community.
After JICA, Harada then worked with the University of Goroka in Eastern Highlands Province as the systems librarian. After his 2-year contract, he returned to Japan to complete his master's degree in IT. He once again returned to Yoji and worked there until 2017. From 2017 to 2021, he was attached with the Papua New Guinea University of Natural Resources and Environment at Vudal, East New Britain Province. Harada then relocated to Lae to take up the post of Director ICTS at Unitech, a position that he has been occupying for 4 years now. A week has passed since Harada had received an award for commendation from the Japanese government, recognizing his outstanding performance in PNG's ICT sector. The award is written in the Japanese characters of hiragana, katakana, and kanji. When translated to English, it reads, "You have contributed to mutual understanding and friendship between our country and Papua New Guinea, and your achievements are remarkable. I hereby express my deep respect and commend you."
This award is not only for me, but for the people for PNG, especially my family living in Goroka, and also my immediate family, wife Dia, and elder son. And also I want to one important announcement. This year we are celebrating the 50 years anniversary between relationship of the government of Japan and the PNG.
Kamila Guare, TV1 News, Lae.
And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2491 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2416, $0.3844 Australian dollars, $0.2275 euro, and 36.29 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher except coffee and cocoa closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. You're watching TV1 News. Stay tuned. We'll have news making headlines overseas when we return.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, let me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaruki up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great Motu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
How would you describe your mother?
My mom is beautiful. She is strong like Superwoman. I love my mom because she always takes care of me.
My mom, she's so patient and loving. I feel she's always around.
Caring. She works so hard and always wants the best for me.
She's soft like halal.
My mom is everything, and I don't know what I'd do without her.
Softland, fragrance of a mother's love.
Who's that? Must be the pool boy, right? Glad to finally get a chance to meet you. But I know my wife's happy to have your help.
jealousy.
Have you ever done anything bad in your life?
Sexual immorality.
As a small, God-fearing community,
Impurity.
secrets don't stay secrets for long. Who do you think the sinner is? All of us? Except maybe you.
I think about you all the time.
He's stalking me.
Secret Life of the Pastor's Wife. Only on Lifetime.
Some of history's greatest stories of escape began in a simple cell, much like this one. Others began in the dense jungles of Laos, or in a brutal prison camp at the height of the American Civil War, or at the moment captives in a German death camp realized it was now or never. No matter where history's greatest escapes began, they end with one hell of a story.
History's Greatest Escapes with Morgan Freeman. Only on the History Channel.
Every cub has their story.
Because he didn't have a mother, so he was very thin when he came to us.
Orphaned cubs learn the skills they need to survive the Canadian wilderness.
3, 2, 1. He's gone. He's gone.
Cub Camp. Series premiere, 9th March on Love Nature.
Saturday. Meet the legends behind these powerful rigs. From every corner of Europe, these fearless truckers always find a way. New series, Mighty Truckers, Saturdays 3:30 on Turbo.
Welcome back. 2 disputes have broken out between New Zealand and the Cook Islands. The most recent dispute is over a document with a rather widely titled the China Cook Islands Joint Action Plan for Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. The agreement promises to expand economic opportunities and draw assistance from Beijing across a host of fields, from infrastructure to shipping and green energy. New Zealand's Foreign Minister Winston Peter was unhappy Cook Islands had not shared the agreement with Wellington, suggesting it was a breach of the Free Association Agreement both have for 6 decades. New Zealand's constitutional arrangements with the Cook Islands is a unique free association agreement which hands residents of Cook Islands citizenship of New Zealand and a New Zealand passport. Cook Islands Prime Minister Mark Brown insisted that the agreement with China had nothing to do with security or defense issues and does not trigger any of its obligations to New Zealand under the pact. The state election marks the first time Western Australia's Legislative Council will be selected from one single mass district. Supporters believe it will be a fairer reflection of the electorate, but opponents say it will reduce regional representation as there is no longer a need for MPs to be based in the regions.
In the lead-up to the 2021 election, then Premier Mark McGowan said his government wasn't looking to change the electoral system for the upper house.
It's not on our agenda. I've answered this question many times. It's not on our agenda.
But after a landslide win, Premier McGowan swiftly called for an independent review of the way members are elected. It recommended a whole-of-state electorate, meaning the 3 metropolitan and the 3 regional districts were abolished, and 37 members will now be elected under a one-vote, one-value system.
Western Australia is such a vast state, and the wealth of the state is produced in the regions, and it's sparsely populated. So the question is the area where the wealth of the state is generated properly represented in the state parliament? And under the new setup, that's a big question mark.
According to the architect behind the previous voting system, the sweeping reforms will widen the city-country divide.
I do think that in a very short space of time, what's going to happen is that all of the members of the Legislative Council will be elected from the metropolitan area or from other areas which aren't the north or the south of the state. I don't think that's a good thing, because I think the country areas are in a particularly distressing time now.
Upper House Liberal MP Steve Thomas is worried the new system will leave regional voters voiceless in Parliament.
Yes, there will be some Labor members who come from the country, as there will be every other party. I still live in Donnybrook, so I come from the country as well. But overall, the representation will decrease. And that will mean it's harder for people in country WA to contact their local MP, to interact with them and to tell them the important messages they need to get.
Not so, says Premier Roger Cook.
When the votes have finished being counted, we'll make sure that we have upper house members right across the length and breadth of this state. Honourable members!
With just 2.6% of the vote now required to win an upper house seat, the next Legislative Council could represent a much broader set of political views.
Central Australian domestic violence advocate says the community is reeling from the second alleged DV killing in Alice Springs this year, after a woman was found dead outside her home in the town's north over the weekend. The woman's partner has been arrested over her death, and police say charges will be laid in the next day.
Police say a 39-year-old man arrested over the weekend in Alice Springs over the death of a woman was her partner. The 41-year-old mother was found dead outside her home here behind me in Breitling when emergency services arrived at the scene at 8 o'clock yesterday morning. It's alleged her 39-year-old partner attacked her throughout the night, leading to her death. Investigations are continuing, and police say while there were people around, there are no first-hand witnesses yet. Less than a month ago, a 51-year-old woman and well-known artist was found dead at the Todd River in town, making this the second suspected DV-related killing in the town this year. And advocates are saying the community is in shock and are demanding the NT government talk to services here to address what the sector has called entirely preventable deaths.
Work with us rather than against us, allocate the $180 million that was seen and identified as the minimum response to domestic and family violence, help us to help the women in our community to prevent these deaths.
The NT Chief Minister has responded to questions around the alleged killing by saying that the $36 million that the government earlier this month announced from the promised election promise of $108 million going towards youth prevention programs is addressing the issue. She also says that the government's tough on crime laws will go some ways to address this unfolding crisis.
And that ends the news segment. Next in sports, Digicel ExxonMobil Cup draw and JT9's patron overwhelmed.
Your TV is about to burst with more channels. Catch live sports events. Be informed with international news.
US officials are worried that this could...
Sit back and enjoy the blockbuster movies.
You need to stop this.
I'll work for you.
Or let your kids enjoy all their favorite cartoons and many more exciting channels now available on your Digicel 60-channel prepaid pack. Subscribe now to a 60-channel Digicel TV prepaid pack. 1, 7, 14 or 30-day plan and enjoy 60 channels of world-class entertainment. Dial *515# to subscribe now. Digicel TV. More channels, more choice, more value.
Give me some good news.
Hits Movies will keep you burning this February with Hollywood's Men of Action.
It's a symbol that we are sending the best.
Drop your weapon now!
Oh. They're confident and hot.
Give me what you got! You're on.
That's what I'm talking about, my friends.
Get up close with your action heroes every Saturday on Hits Movies.
If you want to make it in this world, you've got to be a little weird. Make some waves. Take a leap. Follow your nose. And ruffle some feathers. Welcome to the oddest and most fascinating creatures on Earth. Welcome to Planet Weird. New episode, Saturday, on Love Nature.
He is a legend.
Begone, winged beast!
In the making, on a quest to find
The golden feather!
Join Prince Ivanhoe and his trusty companion Bert on the adventure of a lifetime.
Please, Nanny, not now.
The heroic quest of the valiant Prince Ivanhoe, every Monday to Friday at 5:55 p.m. on HBO Family.
Can everybody say Mbula?
Following the 2024 Pacific Break competition, we're celebrating the best musicians from across the region.
We are in such a mood treat tonight
with a series of live performances from Fiji.
Y'all are amazing.
This week, it's hip-hop sensation Sprigga Mick.
Thank you for having us. Why not? Let's go.
Pacific Break concert Sprigga Mick.
Thanks for staying with us. The PNG National Rugby League competition has confirmed the draw for the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup 2025 competition set to kick off on Sunday, April the 13th. Bouncing off a successful 2024 season, the teams will battle it out over 18 regular rounds played across the country.
This year's draw also sees matches of Round 1 in Ley, showcasing the remaining 4 finalists from 2024 going up against each other to complete a Super Sunday across the country. Fans will get to see if the Croton Hella Wigmen can avenge their loss to the 2024 reigning premiers, Mount Hagen Eagles. Mandy Muruks will play Enga Miox, and Ley Snacks Tigers will take on ENB Egma Couriers. The Kimbe Cutters host Gulf Iso, while Wagitumbe will have their first match home against the Bintago Gorokal Lahanis in Minch. To complete the round in the local derby between Moni Plus Vipers and Gas Resource Central Dabaris, the PNG National Rugby League competition chairman Adrian Chow is excited for the 2025 season following the announcement of a PNG team in the NRL by 2025. He said the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup competition is critical in providing the opportunity for players to play at the national level. Chow said each week will see the talent, skills and excitement the competition brings, and thanks sponsors, clubs, players and coaches and the fans. Tony Archer, General Manager of Pathways and Performance, said the success of the recently held conference and the release of the 2025 Digicel ExxonMobil Cup season draw allows clubs continue to prepare and plan for the season ahead. Susan Oreape, TV1 Sports.
The PNG Pepes and the AFL under-16 male and female will be participating in Australia's Pacific Oz sports events taking place in Australia in February and March this year. A farewell reception was hosted today by the Deputy Head of Mission, Dr. Joanne Launders, at the Australian High Commission to farewell the teams.
Pacific Oz Sports, in partnership with Netball Australia, will be hosting the Pacific Oz Sports Netball Series that will be taking place in Brisbane from 17 to 22 February 2025. PNG Pepes will compete against Tonga, Fiji, Samoa, and the Australian First Nation Black Swans, and for the first time Scotland. The Pepes depart for Brisbane on Wednesday, 12 February. Additionally, Australia's Pacific Oz Sports partnership with AFL will see the delivery of AFL Pacific Academy Camp for under-16 male training camp from 19 to 24 March 2024.
This is why we're so excited that both the Pepes and the under-16 boys and girls for AFL having a chance to go down to Australia. Particularly delighted, of course, that they're representing Papua New Guinea, ambassadors for the sport. I know that there is a lot of talk, for example, about NRL in Papua New Guinea, and there's no doubting that NRL is a very popular sport here. But there are other sports that are also very successful and have a lot of participation in them, and we're looking at how we can continue to support that grassroots movement as well.
When farewelling the athletes, Dr. Launders lauded the continuing partnership with Pacific All Sports and its significance in upskilling and developing Pacific athletes to excel to the next level in whatever code they represent. She added, these emerging AFL players and officials will have the opportunity to further develop their skills in Australia and have a chance to compete against some of the best talent of the Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions academies.
There are a range of different sports that we do support through the Pacific Oz Sport Partnership. We know just how important sport is for kids' development, girls and boys. It's all about the team. You learn a whole bunch of skill sets, and this isn't just about Papua New Guinea. This is a global thing. Sports is just critical for kids' personal development.
6 girls and 8 boys have been selected to represent PNG, including 2 officials from AFL PNG. The AFL Under-16 female participants depart the week of Monday, 17 February, with the male AFL Under-16 participants will depart in March. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
PNG Pepes representative player Shanez Apelis is relishing another opportunity to represent her beloved country PNG at the Pacific Oz Sports Netball Series that will take place in Brisbane, Australia from the 17th to the 22nd February 2025. Apelis expressed excitement about the upcoming trip, especially with new girls being added to the national squad. The series a good exposure and development for the team.
At today's team farewell at the Australian High Commission, 24-year-old New Ireland, Morabeh and Bougainvillean Shanice Apelis is excited to take a leading role in the PNG Pepes campaign. PNG is among other powerhouse netball nations of Tonga, Fiji, Samoa, the Australian First Black Swans, and for the first time, Scotland. Apelis said PNG has a good mix comprising of new and experience, including Australian-based players, adding good balance.
We are fortunate that we have, we've done, the Netball Federation has done selection both in Port Moresby and in Australia. So a few of our girls from POM, there's about 8 of us traveling, and there, so we meet up with the Australian-based girls there, and then we get to merge, work together, we'll get a few training in, figure out our combinations, and then head straight into competition the following week.
Apelis happens to be one of the most capped PNG representative players who has represented the country on 24 occasions, a feat that she is always proud of. This has built her confidence and developed her craft in the game. She shared, apart from representing the country, the pinnacle of her netball career was in 2022 when she was attached to a Brisbane club for 6 months.
So a highlight of my netball career so far would be being part of the Pacific Oz Sports Immersion Program, where I lived and trained, played with a Brisbane club down in Australia. So I stayed about 6 months, 5 to 6 months. And I had the opportunity to work with some really good coaches, play along some really good girls, and it definitely developed my game as an individual athlete, and it's made me more confident in my game, and I've grown so much from it.
Apelis said PNG always has a lot of respect for their opponents in the Pacific All Sports Netball Series and won't be taking them lightly. The biggest challenge for them in the next couple of days is team bonding and getting their combinations and the team cohesion right before game day. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The Moresby South Electorate's biggest pre-season rugby league tournament, the JT Super Nines, got off on a high note over the weekend with a record 128 teams at the Mosby Southside Stadium in Calgary. This year marks 8 years since the tournament's inception, with a staggering 170,000 kina prize monies signifying the country's 50th Golden Jubilee Independence Anniversary. The Cup winner will walk away with 50,000 kina and 25,000 kina for the runner-up.
Despite the scorching temperatures of Mosby South Stadium on Saturday, local MP and patron Justin Kichenko took time out to witness Day 2 of the Under-20 competition. He was overwhelmed by the big turnout and the good sportsmanship displayed by the teams. This year's edition has special significance as the tournament joins the rest of the country to commemorate PNG's 50th independence anniversary in September.
It's been overwhelming, supported by everybody, by the community, by their families, by all individuals throughout Mosby South. So this is our biggest year after 8 years of operations for the 50th JT Super Nines, and we look forward. As long as I'm your member, as long as I'm around, the most important thing is we'll continue this very well-run, organised competition for our grassroots Papua New Guinea.
The member was accompanied by one of his sons, Jake Kichenko, who was humbled by the welcoming and friendly community environment, making it a memorable experience. Jake commented last Thursday night's spectacular fireworks display to launch the tournament was a big statement for the Mosby South community in engaging youths in sports.
Well, I wish I came down on Thursday to see the opening, because I think the opening was a big statement to what that has done for this tournament. So I'm interested to see all the teams participate, even coming from other provinces, and showcasing all their skills. And because PNG footy is always good footy, all the hard contact, hard hitting boys, strong skin, you would say. So yeah, I'm excited to see. Well, coming to under 20s, but want to see the men's play as well.
Jake's elder sibling, a former Brisbane Brothers and St. Peter's Lutheran College star 5'8", Jordan Kichenko, represented PNG in rugby union at the 2015 Pacific Games and the Oceania Cup qualifiers. Jake proudly commented that having PNG blood in him makes him stronger. And though he's more into rugby union because that's the only sport played in school, he loves rugby league as well, especially the big contacts and energy.
Through school, I've played all through school, played rugby league as well throughout, and then just stuck with union because school is basically all union. Played all through there, played for Queensland, and my elder brother played for Puk-Puks, so he's played through the 7th program and the 15s. So he's achieved all those playing for the PNG colours, which is awesome for him as well. It's good to see.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Regional forecast. Southern. Port Moresby partly cloudy with possible rain showers, drizzles. Popondetta partly cloudy with rain showers and thunderstorm. Momase. Lae mostly cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak and Vanimo partly cloudy with few rain showers and thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands. Kimbe partly cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Buka mostly fine with chances of brief showers, drizzles. Highlands. Mount Hagen, Mendi, Tari and Wabeg mostly cloudy with rain showers and thunderstorm. Goroka, Barnes and Kundiawa partly cloudy with rain showers and thunderstorm. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea. Seas moderate to rough with west to northwest winds of 15 to 30 knots. Solomon Sea. Seas slight to moderate with northwest to northeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck Seas. Sea smooth with northwest to northeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. Pacific Ocean. Sea slight with northeast to easterly winds of 5 to 15 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru, Kiwai Islands, Kerama and to Yule Island, Hood Point to Samurai Island. Seas 1 to 2 meters rising to 3 meters along warning areas. and waters of Finch FM through Vitia straight to CSC Long Island to Madang. Seas 1 to 2.5 meters. And that ends the news tonight. Pleasant viewing. Good night.
The Tvwan News was proudly brought to you by BS